Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to go over a few different ways on how to actually protect yourself online and really just give you some pointers on things that I do and things that I've asked friends and family to do. I've actually taught them how to do. And a lot of this has come up because some of my family members are older and just don't understand technology, and they are very, very prone to attacks from online, especially from the bad actors in the world. My parents have actually experienced being hacked before, had to get all new credit cards, all new information, their social security numbers, everything had been compromised. Doing some of these things that I'm going to recommend may have helped that, but it wouldn't have been 100% bulletproof. So I hope that what I share with you today helps you maybe avoid some of these things in the future. But overall, protecting yourself online is super, super important. It's really easy for bad actors to come and steal your information, to put honeypots, to put things out there that are nefarious and bad. And I don't understand why these things exist. They're multi-billion-dollar industries. Yes, you heard me right. Multi-billion-dollar industries that are set up overseas, that their specific jobs are to find people, exploit them, and steal their money. So hopefully what I share with you today protects you in some way, shape, or form. Now, I know some of you like the TikTok way, so I'm going to share with you the top ways that I would protect myself right off the bat. If you want more information on this stuff, definitely skip forwards with the timestamps in the description below. But the first thing that I would do is use two-factor authentication. The second thing that I would do is use a password manager. The third thing I would do is use virtual credit cards, which most people don't know what those are or even that they exist, and they are awesome, let me tell you. The fourth thing is going to be using email aliases. The fifth thing is going to be using a secure browser. And the final thing that a lot of people don't really think about is using a Google Voice number to hand out to businesses and things like that in public. Those are my top things I would do to protect myself. Before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, privacy.com. If you've ever been nervous about typing your credit card info into some random website, this is definitely for you. Privacy lets you create virtual cards that protect your real debit or credit cards when you shop online. It's like giving websites a decoy card, one that you can completely control. With these cards, you can set spending limits so a subscription can't overcharge you. You can pause or delete a card instantly if you don't trust a merchant, or you can even lock a card to a single site, so if the number leaks or they get hacked, it's useless anywhere else. You can also use this as a card directly inside your Apple or Android wallets on your phones. You can set a limit, and if you lose your phone, you don't have to worry about someone charging you out the wazoo. It's super fast and easy to use too. I've started generating cards right before I buy things, and it's been a game changer for protecting my info, especially for online subscriptions, trials, or even small tech purchases. Now, privacy has a few different tiers depending on how you're wanting to use it. The personal plan is free and gives you up to 12 virtual cards per month. The plus plan is $5 a month, and it allows you to use up to 24 cards with extra features like category locking and shared cards. The Pro plan is $10 a month, and it allows you to use up to 36 cards per month with no foreign transaction fees, and it also has 1% cash back on eligible purchases. And finally, for power users like me, there's a premium plan that comes in at $25 a month that allows you to use up to 60 cards every month. Now, one of the misconceptions about the number of cards that you can use is, yes, they allow you to create 60 cards per month. However, it's only a monthly limit. So this month I can create 60 cards. Next month I can create 60 cards. And the next month I can keep doing that over and over and over, which allows me to build up my arsenal and use it for pretty much anything and everything that I do online. And here's the cool part and where you come into the equation. When you sign up through my link, you and I both get $5 in privacy credit to spend anywhere online. All you have to do is sign up, link your funding source, and make your first purchase using a virtual privacy card. It's a simple way to protect your money, your identity, and your peace of mind while grabbing a little bonus on the way. So if you have a US bank account and you want to shop safer online and keep your real card private, check out the link in the description below to start using privacy.com today. Thanks again to Privacy for sponsoring. Now let's get back into the video. So now I'm going to take you in depth on each of these and give you some recommendations on what to use and what not to use, what I use and what I recommend to friends and family. So stay with me, guys. First up on the list are Authenticator apps. And if you don't know what they are, Authenticator apps are a powerful way to secure your online accounts with multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Instead of solely relying on passwords, these apps generate time-based one-time passwords, TOTPs in other words, for short, that expire quickly and are unique to each login attempt. So I know that some of you out there probably have used these before, and if you haven't used them before, it's literally an app. You can get a Google Authenticator app. There's some others out there, but essentially, if you go on a site and you log in, you're going to enter your login information, and then you're going to enter your password. You're going to press enter, and then it's going to say enter your two-factor authentication or your Authenticator code from your Authenticator app. And essentially, these codes are generating every 15 to 30 seconds. And essentially, once you put those in, whatever site you're on, it's looking at that and saying, hey, does this match? Yes or no? And if it does, it lets you in. If it doesn't, it's because your timer went up or you don't have it. You don't have access to it. You're the bad actor. But the key reasons to use an Authenticator app are for stronger security. The codes change every 30 seconds, making it nearly impossible for hackers to reuse them. It works offline. So if you don't have internet, no problem. Authenticator apps will still generate codes without a connection. Just freaking amazing. You also have phishing protection. Even if someone gets your passwords, they can't log into your account without your app's current code, which I've experienced this in the past where someone's found my password and then I get a notification in that Authenticator app. And I'm like, hey, that is definitely not me. Deny. They're from Germany or India or Pakistan or wherever the heck the hackers are. It definitely helps a ton in that regard. You also have centralized access, so you're able to manage multiple account logins in one app without juggling text messages or emails. And one thing that I would recommend is to have this as a separate app. Do not have this in the same app that you have your password manager in. So say you're using OnePass for your password manager where you have all your passwords and logins. They also provide pass keys and authenticator codes. However, if you lose access to that, then you lose access to your authenticator codes. And if somebody actually gains access to your 1Password or your password manager, you're pretty much SOL because they have everything that they need to get in all of your accounts. So while it does have this centralized access and you can manage multiple accounts logins at one time, I would definitely suggest having the Authenticator app separate to your password manager app. It's actually what I do, and it works really, really well. Something else that many people don't recognize is it's compliance ready, and it helps meet standards like GDPR by adding an extra layer of access control. So this is mainly for workplace environments and things like that. If people do not have these set up, sometimes the insurance that your company uses requires this, which is why most employers will have this. It protects you, it protects them, and it's just something that's really, really handy to have to protect everybody and your information, especially the companies, and you don't want them getting in through your access. So finally, one of the bigger benefits of having an Authenticator app is they are immune to SIM swaps. So since it's not tied to your phone number, it blocks one of the most common SMS-based attack methods. So if you don't know what a SIM swap is, it essentially is somebody that is calling into your service provider, like at AT&T or T-Mobile, for instance, and they call in, they have all your information and they're faking being you. And they give enough information that basically tricks the customer service agent at one of those providers and allows them to switch SIMs. So what that means is now they have access to your text messages, your phone calls. So anything that is being sent from an account, for instance, to your phone, they now have that code and now they are able to get into it. So a lot of people have this connected to their banking apps, things like that. Somebody SIM swaps, they're able to get into their account. They Zelle their self money, and with Zelle, you can't get that money back. So having an Authenticator app definitely helps in regards to protecting yourself against those SIM swaps, which are super, super common and ever so easy to do nowadays. All in all, using an Authenticator app adds a virtual second layer of defense to your online accounts. Even if somebody steals your passwords, they still can't log in without the one-time sensitive code from your app. This extra step makes it much, much harder for attackers to access your data, helping protect everything from email to banking and cloud services, pretty much anything that you have online. If they have an Authenticator app option, use that. Do not use SMS or email. Those are way too easy to hack. They're generally fast, reliable, and it doesn't depend on your phone number or a network connection, just your device and the app. In today's landscape especially, this simple step can help block most common attacks. Is it foolproof, bulletproof? No, definitely not. There's still ways around it, but it is definitely a layer that I recommend to all of my friends and family. Here are some of the best two-factor authentication apps that I recommend to my friends and family. So the first is Microsoft Authenticator. You have easy setup, you have cross-device sync, plus extras like passwords and address storage, which is definitely useful. And it also includes iCloud backup and autofill support. So if you lose your phone, you can log in on a new phone via Viola, everything is safe and backed up for you. Next up, we have Duo Mobile. So this has a clean interface with the option for a secure Google Drive or iCloud Drive backup. So similar to your Microsoft Authenticator, you lose your phone, log right back into your iCloud account or your Google Drive account, and bam, you're back up and going. Duo Mobile is definitely great for quick enrollment and a reliable 2FA. Next up is one of my favorite apps, which is Authy. It's free and simple to use with encrypted backups and multi-device support. The multi-device support is definitely key here and something that I would recommend to anybody to have on multiple devices in case you lose your device. You're not stuck up the creek without a paddle. But this app is available across all platforms, including desktops, which is not usually the case for Authenticator apps. So it's definitely useful in that regard. Next up, we have 2FAs, which is open source and privacy focused. They don't require that you sign up or anything like that. And they do also provide browser extensions for extra convenience. And then finally, Google Authenticator. This is definitely the easiest to use. It's super lightweight. It offers the core 2FA features, though unless you want to back up to your Google account, the backup options are limited, and something that I would definitely recommend not doing, because if your Google account gets compromised, they have access to those codes. What I generally recommend doing is using this Google Authenticator app, having it on 2 devices so that you have one device at home and then another device that you're carrying around with you whenever you need it. But I definitely would not recommend backing it up to your Google account, because if it again gets compromised, all of your codes are compromised. All that to say, each of these apps offers solid protection. If you go with any of these, it'll definitely benefit you greatly, but definitely just choose the one that fits your device preferences and need for a backup or cross-platform use. So something that I did, I just downloaded all of these and I keep my work Authenticator app to Microsoft, and then I keep my personal to either Authy or Google Authenticator. I have moved almost everything over to Google Authenticator. However, I still have some things on Authy, but both are great options and definitely ones that I would recommend. But let me know in the comments below, which one of these is your favorite app to use? Which one do you recommend to friends and family? And do you use it in a similar way to me, where you have one for work and then one for play? Another way that you can protect yourself online is by using a password manager. If you don't know what a password manager is, a password manager is your secure digital vault for securing and managing all of your login credentials. It lets you use strong and unique passwords for every site without having to remember them all. And that's the key. You can create those long 20-character passwords without having to remember them, without having to write them down, without having to put them in a note app or anything like that. It's just direct inside of this program. And when you go to the site, they typically autofill. So you only have to create it once. And nowadays, if you're trying to log into like your Apple TV or Google TV, it pops right up on your phone and you're able to just log in that way as well. So having these passwords in a password manager is definitely key to staying protected online. But the biggest benefit of having a password manager is that it boosts your security substantially. So it generates complex passwords and encrypts your data, so it's safe from breaches. Another great benefit is it actually can notify you of threats. These programs can alert you if your password has been compromised or reused across accounts, which is key. You don't want to be using and reusing passwords across accounts, because if a bad actor gets access to one, he has access to all of them. So this definitely helps kind of throw that away. It also can save a lot of time. A lot of these apps have Chrome extensions or extensions on your phone or apps on your phone that allow you to essentially autofill your logins and sync across devices, so you only need to remember one master password. So another benefit of using a password app is it prevents reuse of passwords. So this definitely reduces your risk of hacking by keeping each password unique, and having that cross-platform access where everything works seamlessly on your phone, tablets, and desktops is key. I can't tell you how many times I used to try and make creative passwords or long passwords, and then I would try and go log into my PlayStation or my Xbox, and typing in all of those different characters, uppercase, lowercase, symbols, numbers, all that jazz made me revert back to a normal password pretty quick. But nowadays you can log into the app, pops up on your phone, and you can just log right in with the actual password manager app, and it makes it really, really simple and easy. Another huge benefit of having a password manager is having, on the work side, your team involved and included in these password apps, and then on the other side is having your family included as well. So with my wife, for instance, I can have her save all of her passwords to her vault. In the instance that I need to access anything that she has, I can just jump in and log in, and vice versa. She can also see my passwords and log into anything that I have connected to or connected with that she might need access to, you know, in the event that I croak over and die. You never know nowadays, right? But all in all, it allows you to securely share those credentials with others when needed. So you're not emailing them, you're not texting them, Just give them access to your 1Password, and then you can give them access to specific passwords, specific vaults, so on and so forth. And it makes it really, really beneficial for control and things like that. By using a password manager, you significantly improve your online security while simplifying your password management across your digital accounts. Now, some of the best password managers that I've come across are number one, Bitwarden. This is one of the best free choice options simply because it's open source, it's audited annually, and it's packed with features like unlimited password storage, device syncing, and breach monitoring. The next one that I recommend to a lot of people is 1Password. It is a top tier premium password manager with travel mode, a sleek, very usable and understandable interface with advanced security. The only downside to this one is it costs $36 a year. If you do have a family plan, it does cost a little bit more. I think I'm paying around $65 a year for this, but it's definitely worth it just for that peace of mind, knowing that in the instance that something happens to me, my wife has access to everything and vice versa. So NordPass is also a solid option. It's simple to use with Cha-Cha-20 encryption, password health checks, email masking, and breach scanning. Next up, we have Dashlane is another great option. It's a premium offering that includes a VPN, breach detection, and a polished UI. It is on the pricier side, so I see a lot of businesses using this, and I don't generally recommend this on the personal side, but it is definitely a solid option. Next up, we have Proton Pass, which is a newer player in the industry with strong privacy features, unlimited sync on the free plan, which is great, email aliases, and dark web monitoring. So all in all, if you want multiple devices and want seamless syncing without having to pay, Bitwarden is the top choice, the one I would recommend for you. It delivers unlimited password storage and device sync even on its free plan with support for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, and all major browsers. And while the Apple keychain works well within Apple's ecosystem, it's not ideal for users who also use Android, and Bitwarden fills that gap with full cross-platform support and cloud syncing, making your credentials accessible anywhere. Now, if you want a more premium option, I would suggest going with 1Password and NordPass, which offer excellent sync features, but they do have some limitations. 1Password has smooth syncing and a clean interface and extras like travel mode, while NordPass supports unlimited devices, but only one active session on the free plan. For users who want maximum syncing power without the cost, Bitwarden offers the best value by far. I will say that Bitwarden is the best value for free. However, I would also say that 1Password is the easiest to use out of them all. I've downloaded them all, I've tested them all, I've played with them all, and 1Password is the one that I like and the one that I use on all of my devices for my personal life. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite and which one did you go with. Another great way to protect yourself online is by using a virtual credit card. And if you don't know what a virtual credit card is, I'm here to give you the hack. But basically, a virtual credit card is a secure digital payment method that mimics a physical card but exists only online. It uses a randomly generated number, expiration date, and CVV code, all linked to your real credit card or bank account, keeping your actual card details safe. Some of the biggest key benefits to doing this is obviously it enhances your security. It protects your real card info during online purchases, reducing fraud risk. It provides custom controls so you can set spending limits, expiration dates, and have merchant restrictions. So that's awesome. That's really nice. You also have the ability to set the virtual cards to be one-time use or recurring use. This is definitely ideal for single purchases or managing subscriptions. Another huge benefit is you can also replace these really quickly. If it's compromised, you can just cancel it and generate a new one, so there's no impact on your main card. You don't have to call your bank and get them to ship you a new one. In 7 to 10 days, it's instant and you can update everything that you need right then and there. And finally, a big benefit is subscription tracking. You can use separate virtual cards for different services to simplify cancellations. So just personally, I use virtual cards like they are candy. I have one for every merchant, everything that I do online, literally everything that I can put a virtual card on, I do. I set a limit to them, and that allows me to control how much is being spent on them if it does get compromised. Good luck to anybody who steals that, because I have the limit set to a penny or a couple of dollars above what I actually should be seeing on it monthly. So like a subscription-based card that I use at the gym, for instance, if it got compromised, it's only charging me $19.95 per month with tax. So I set it to $20. And if it goes above that for the month, it denies the transaction, which is really, really nice. And also in that same regard, if you wanted to cancel a subscription, you can literally just go in and cancel the card, and the platform or gym can't charge you anymore. Therefore, you don't have to go into the gym to cancel your membership. It's a hack that you didn't know you were going to learn today, but that is how I have canceled many gym memberships in the past and will continue to do so in the future. But while virtual cards are definitely a powerful tool, so one of the most asked questions that I get from friends and family is how refunds work. So if you order something online and it turns out to be bogus or just not what you ordered, not the right size, it doesn't fit, whatever it may be, you can actually return it and get refund on that card just like you would on your normal debit card. It operates exactly in the same way. So you don't have to worry about refunds in any way, shape, or form. Ask me how I know, because my wife buys a lot of stuff on Amazon and we also return a lot of stuff on Amazon, and our refunds go straight back to that card every time. And if you do end up canceling a card inside of the virtual card generator app or whatever you're using to get these virtual cards, it'll still actually refund you to that card, which is really nice. I've actually canceled a card in the past and then had to return something and freaked out because I canceled the card and you can't reactivate it. Just with my experience there, know that you are good to go if you do that. Now, there aren't a lot of virtual card options available right now. There are a few, and I think a lot of other big companies like Apple, Robinhood, and etc. are starting to jump on the bandwagon as well, because you're starting to get those inside of your Apple Wallet and things like that. However, these are the ones that I would recommend using. So privacy.com is one that I use. It's tailored for individuals like you and me. It works really easily. You can create unlimited virtual cards. You can set spending limits and lock cards to specific merchants. You can easily pause and delete cards or block overcharges and fraud. It's really easy, actually. I've been using this for the past couple of years without fail. Every time I need a new card, just generate it, set it to the merchant that I'm shopping with, set a limit to it, use it, forget it, whatever, and just go about my day. If I sign up for a new subscription on any platform online, I just go into this app and generate a new card. There are limits to the number of cards you can create in a month, which is 60, depending on the tier that you're in. A 60 is the max, but that's not the total that you can create throughout your lifetime. So this month you create 60, next month you can create 60, so on and so forth. So you can see how it kind of stacks there. That's another big question that I had when I was originally starting to use this. I was like, man, I'm going to use 60 pretty quick just based on the number of subscriptions, platforms, and etc. that I use, but it's only a monthly limit and not a lifetime limit. I hope that gives you peace of mind in that regard. If you have more than 60 subscriptions, I hope that this helps you dwindle some of those down. Since this is something that I use every day, I have a referral link in the description below. If you sign up with my link, you get $5 to use on a purchase. You don't get it instantly. You have to set up a virtual card and actually use it, but you get $5 and I get $5. So if you could do that, that would help me out a lot and I would definitely appreciate it. Next up, we have Revolut, who offers MasterCard virtual cards in 150 plus currencies, which is very interesting. Users can maintain up to 5 active virtual cards at once, which is ideal for global payments. So with this, it's definitely limited in terms of how many cards you can create, but it is definitely useful for making payments cross-border. Next up, we have Capital One Eno. So this generates virtual cards that are linked to your Capital One account, which includes a merchant locking feature, so similar to the privacy one, for added control, and is simple to use with the Capital One system. If you don't have a Capital One account, you can't use it, but it is definitely useful for people that do. And finally, we have American Express. They provide virtual card options tied to your personal Amex accounts, which is definitely useful if you do have an American Express card, which is fully integrated in their secure online payment systems. So virtual credit cards offer a secure and flexible way to manage online payments. By generating unique card numbers for each transaction or merchant, they reduce exposure of your real card and help block fraud. And again, the biggest benefits to using these are you have stronger security, you have spending control, you have that easy integration to anything that you're using. It's just like using your normal card. You have the convenience of canceling your subscriptions without having to go in person to the gym or wherever you are, or whatever thing that you're subscribing to. You can actually hammer it. Don't even have to reach out to stop it. So that's really nice. And finally, it just adds to that arsenal of protecting yourself online. But when picking one of these, definitely consider the ease of use, security features, and wallet compatibility, and any fees that you may incur from this, or memberships, for instance. But this is definitely ideal for online purchases, recurring billing, and keeping your real cards private online. So all that to say, again, the one that I would recommend is privacy.com. It's the one that I use, the one that I have on my phone, my Google Wallet, my Apple Wallet, everything, the one that my wife uses, and one that I cannot recommend enough. But let me know in the comments below, which one of these have you used? Or Did you even know what a virtual card was before watching my video? Another great way to protect yourself online is by using email aliases. And if you don't know what an email alias is, it basically is a secondary address that forwards messages to your main inbox. It's kind of like having a cloak over your main email. It lets you create multiple email identities without managing multiple accounts, and everything forwards to your main inbox. But basically the biggest benefits of doing this is it protects your main email. So you can use these aliases to avoid exposing your real address to spam and potential breaches. You can keep everything organized by creating these aliases for shopping, work, newsletters, and then you can even filter your inbox by these aliases. So you can automatically send stuff to certain inboxes that you don't even want to look at. You can also manage spam and block junk senders by identifying which email alias was used. So this also does look pretty professional if you are using custom domain aliases for businesses or role-based emails. It offers a lot of flexibility, allowing you to create temporary or disposable aliases for one-time uses. And finally, it streamlines workflows and allows you to handle multiple jobs, projects, or businesses from one inbox. It's a smart and simple way to protect your privacy and stay organized online. Now, there are several companies out there that offer excellent email alias services for hiding your primary email addresses. The first one that I would recommend is SimpleLogin. With SimpleLogin, you can create unlimited aliases, use custom email domains, and it also has strong privacy. It also integrates seamlessly with Proton Mail. Next up, we have Authhy.io, which is user-friendly with mobile apps, has great encryption, and it also offers unlimited aliases even on the free plan, which is great. Another great option is Proton Mail, which offers up to 10 aliases for free via their security center with end-to-end encryption. They also offer unlimited aliases with Proton Unlimited. You obviously have to pay for it, but still, it's a great option to have and one that I actually recommend for a lot of people to use just because of the ease of use and security that they offer. There's also DuckDuckGo email protection. This is totally free with unlimited aliases, tracker removals, and reply functionality, which is nice. You also have Firefox Relay, which offers easy alias creation with tracking protection. The free tier includes a limited number of aliases, but otherwise it is a great option. And then finally, you have Apple's Hide My Email. This is something that I use religiously, and this basically creates random forward-only addresses built into iOS, macOS, and Safari. You have granular control, but you can only get this if you're paying for the iCloud Plus subscription, which I use and I already pay for, and it's just a great added benefit to have, especially if you have an iPhone or use Mac devices. But all that to say, each of these services has its strengths from encryption to usabilities, so definitely choose one based on your device's ecosystem and privacy needs. Let me know in the comments below, which one of these options do you use and which works best for you. Next up, we have secure browsers. And most people think that Google Chrome is a secure browser. And while it is, there are some other options out there. But a secure browser goes beyond standard browsing tools to offer stronger protection against online threats. It's built to safeguard your data and privacy every time you go online. Some of the main benefits to using a secure browser include advanced threat protection, so it blocks phishing, malware, and other web-based attacks. You have stronger privacy controls, so this limits tracking, data collection, and etc. from third parties, which don't give your data to anybody. If you can get out of it, definitely don't do that. You can also have encrypted connections, so secure browsers prioritize HTTPS to keep your data secure in transit. If it's HTTP only without the S, which means it's not secure, it'll throw up an error and tell you to proceed safely. You have to actually click through a couple of buttons to get there. It definitely protects people who just don't know where they're going or what they're doing, i.e. my parents and my wife, who really don't know much about HTTPS or HTTP. So definitely having a secure browser is a benefit here. You also have reduced vulnerabilities, so you have fewer entry points for hackers to exploit, which is great. You have extension management, so you can have tighter control over add-ons to avoid malicious software and things like that in case your parents or your wife accidentally clicks an email that wants to add an extension that's going to steal all of your crypto, for instance. You can also customize the security settings, so you can adjust the protection levels to match your needs. You can get super crazy with this and restrict everything, or you can have a middle ground where it offers a lot of great protection, but it doesn't limit the sites that you can go to, and it doesn't slow down or affect your experience negatively. You also have a zero-day defense with real-time threat scanning that catches new and unknown risks, which is great. You also have safe site insulation that basically offers a sandbox for risky websites to contain threats that may come at you. Using a secure browser greatly lowers your risk for cyber attacks, data leaks, and identity theft. I cannot recommend using these enough. There are a ton of options out there in the world, and here are 5 of the most secure browsers that offer cross-device syncing for Mac, Windows, iOS, and Android, including Chrome instead of Microsoft Edge. So next up we have Firefox, aka Mozilla, which offers an open source browser with robust privacy tools, regular updates, and a strong add-on library that syncs your bookmarks, history, and tabs across Windows, Mac, and iOS. Which is great. One that I use specifically is Brave. It's a Chromium-based browser with built-in ad tracker and blocking capabilities and a Tor mode for private browsing. It also offers encrypted syncing across major platforms, which is a huge benefit. DuckDuckGo is also a great option, which is a browser that is privacy first with tracker and app tracking protection, plus built-in email aliasing, which is great. The interface on this is super simple. However, some of the syncing features across devices is still in development. There's also one called Vivaldi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but here we go. Vivaldi offers a highly customizable browser with advanced privacy settings and resource-efficient performance. It can also sync your history and passwords and settings across devices, which is a great added benefit. You also have Google Chrome, and while this is not as private by default, it's highly secure, frequently updated, and offers seamless syncing with your Google accounts. This is best used with extra privacy extensions. However, if you don't want the Google overlords to have access to your information or more of your information, if you're already on a Google platform, they pretty much have everything on you already. So why not give them this and your browsing history, and just makes your life easier. Definitely have other options. And finally, we have Tor. This is a great option for advanced users, but I can't recommend it for everybody just simply because of its advanced nature. So Tor offers strong anonymity and dark web access, but is slow, limited, and best suited for advanced users. It's not great for everyday browsing, but if you are needing that extra privacy that this browser offers, it's definitely something that I can recommend to those people that need that. But just really quick, Tor is definitely designed for users who need strong anonymity online. Some of its biggest strengths are enhanced anonymity via multi-layered routing. It gives you access to .onion sites or the dark web, or even geo-restricted content. It also has built-in encryption for added data protection. And finally, it's open source and transparent. So you know kind of what you're getting into. If you are on the advanced level, you know there are no shenanigans that are stuck in there that are going to get you or track you along the way. Some of the major negatives with using something like Tor is it has very, very slow speeds due to its complex routing. So imagine going to London, but you need to go through and have a layover at 10 different airports before you get there. That's kind of how this works. It's super slow, but definitely has its purpose. Another big negative is website compatibility issues. There are a lot of sites out there on the World Wide Web that just block Tor from being able to access their site at all because they want your data. They don't want you to be private. Another trade-off here is the exit node risk. Unencrypted traffic can still be intercepted. So while you are private, someone out there who's smart enough can definitely still intercept your traffic and find out who you are. So definitely don't use this thinking that it's a way to cloak your identity, because somebody can and will find you. Another negative here is its limited use. It mainly protects browser traffic only and not other apps. I mean, but you know what you're doing with the Tor browser when you're using it. It definitely has its purposes. And finally, it's not foolproof. So it's not like a foolproof 100% bulletproof way to protect yourself and your identity. So your behavior online can still compromise your anonymity that you're actually looking for when using this browser. Is it one of the best ones to do it with? Yes, but it definitely has some pitfalls. There are people out there that are smart enough that can track you no matter what you're doing, so just be aware of that. And while Tor is a powerful tool for high-risk users, it's not ideal for everyday browsing due to its speed and compatibility limits. All in all, using these browsers that I recommended, mainly Brave and Chrome, just honestly speaking, those are the best and easiest to use. These browsers combine security, privacy, and cross-device syncing, offering tracker blocking, encrypted sync, and customizable settings across Mac, Windows, and Android. But let me know in the comments below, what browser do you use? My next recommendation is kind of out there. A lot of people haven't really thought of this. I didn't think of this for a while, and then just had a light bulb moment, but Google Voice is another great way to protect yourself online. And let me explain. So Google Voice is my go-to for protecting my real phone number. It lets me give out a secondary phone number that I can change at any time, adding a layer of protection against SIM swaps and unwanted calls. So basically what a Google Voice number is, you go to googlevoice.com and you can create a phone number. That phone number that you create can be in any location in the United States or Canada, and essentially you can get any area code that you want. Basically what happens is that phone number that you're using or that you generate with Google Voice is then connected to your actual real number. So anything that goes to that Google Voice number is thus then forwarded to your actual phone number. Now, Google Voice also has an app, so you can actually log in and just use it that way, but phone calls can be directed to your actual real number. So if you do hand out that phone number to, say, somebody out in the real world and they're like, hey, I want to check that phone number, make sure it works. They give you a call, it goes to your phone, you can answer it right then and there. You walk away and then you can go in and regenerate a new phone number. They're none the wiser, right? The same thing works whenever you are at a business, for instance. They're asking you for your phone number to put in their system. They're asking you for your phone number to put in their system to get your data, to essentially see if they can match it back to you in some way, shape, or form. And in reality, most of those businesses, corporations really, are getting that data and then selling it to data brokers. And the list just goes on and on and on. So using a Google Voice number is definitely a way that you can get around that. It's something that I do. So I have a Google Voice number that I specifically give out to merchants that I go shop at. One that is very, very annoying is when we go to Ulta, for instance, they won't let you return anything unless you give them a phone number, which is crazy, right? I have the receipt, I want to return it, but they demand that you give them a phone number. That's what their employees are trained to do. And when you are checking out, if you don't give them a phone number, they typically harass you and push you until you do give them one. So this was my way of saying, hey, wife, here's a phone number that you can give to Ulta or any other place that you go to so that they don't hassle you or give you a hard time, which it's crazy that I even had to do something like that. When you are going to shop at these places, there's been instances where my wife has almost cried because of the aggressiveness of some of the workers that were asking for their phone number. And again, it's not necessarily their fault. They're trained this way. They have to do this. They have quotas and things like that. But at the same time, I'm trying to protect our online privacy and our privacy in general. I don't want to give out my real phone number to anybody and everybody. And using Google Voice in this way is a great option to do so. Some of the key benefits of using a Google Voice number are kind of what I already explained, but it's free in the US and Canada. So you have free calls and texts, plus you also have low international rates, which is great if you're using it for that. You have a centralized communication hub, so you can route multiple numbers to one inbox, which is great. It's privacy first, so you can keep work and personal calls separate. So you can create multiple phone numbers for this, and then have them forward to your main phone number, which is nice to have. Is something that I also do. I never give out my real phone number to my employer in case I just up and quit one day. I can go in and regenerate my phone number, and that's that, right? Not that I would recommend doing that. It definitely keeps that wall up between work and personal life, right? And you can also use these numbers to call from anywhere on any device with internet access. So I actually use Google Voice directly from my browser and computer, which is great. I can call somebody with my headphones on, or if I need to make a work call and I know that it's going to be a while, I can just hop on Google Voice with the Google Voice number that I created for work, give that phone number a call, and I can still work, not have to hold the phone up to my face. So that's pretty nice. You also have professional tools like voicemail translation and call forwarding, and their spam management is actually killer. But outside of that, you have easy number management for both personal and business use, kind of how I mentioned earlier. And finally, it's flexible, it's private, and integrates seamlessly with the Google ecosystem. So again, want to give the mothership all of your information, I would definitely suggest going with Google just because it works, right? And now if you don't want to use Google Voice, there are other options out there. So there are some other popular VoIP phone number services similar to Google Voice. One option is Text Now, and they offer free and unlimited calls and text in the US and Canada. Sideline is another great option, which adds a second number to your current phone with features like auto reply and team sharing. TalkTone is also a great option, which offers free Wi-Fi calling and texting in the US and Canada, and it works across platforms including Chrome. Burner is also another alternative to Google Voice, and they offer great temporary phone numbers You can create, use, and delete numbers for privacy on demand, similar to Google Voice, and it's definitely another one that I recommend. And finally, we have Hushed, and they offer private and international phone numbers from over 40 countries with full web and mobile access. Hushed is actually one that I would recommend if you do need international numbers, but next I would go with Burner. And then in reality, Google Voice is probably the easiest and best to use in my opinion still. But if you don't want to give all of your information to the mothership, then these are the other options that you have. Now, each service here supports privacy and ease of use and is ideal for separating personal, work, or temporary communications. And in reality, this is just another super awesome way to protect yourself online and in person. Again, use one of these apps to create a number that you give out to people out in the real world. That way, it's just another layer of protection that you are adding on. Protecting yourself online is one of the biggest and most important things that I can recommend anybody doing, especially in today's landscape with all of the bad actors that exist in the world. Now, again, to summarize, what I generally recommend to my friends and family is using a two-factor authentication setup with Google or a similar app, using a password manager like 1Password to store all of your passwords, using the virtual credit card apps like privacy.com to generate virtual cards for any purchase or any subscription, or really anything that you can apply them to, bill pays, etc. Anything that you can apply it to, definitely use virtual cards for. Using email aliases with tools like iCloud Plus to hide your real email. Using a secure browser with a combination of Chrome and Brave. And then finally, using my phone number hack so you never have to give out your phone number again by generating a Google Voice phone number or a phone number from a similar app that you actually hand out to people in person. But outside of that, I hope that these pointers helped you in some way, shape, or form. Again, they are not bulletproof, but they will definitely help protect you online. That's all I have for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, remember to stay nerdy. Peace out, y'all.